You're watching Drakewing Gaming. Enjoy the video. Hey guys, Nary here from Drakewing Gaming. Some of you know me on Twitter, The Gaming Dragon. Today I'm coming back at you another Let's Play episode of Adastra. So, I'm recording this at night, so it might be a little bit quieter. But guys, please sit back and enjoy for the next 18 minutes, and let's jump right in. Alarm changer up, and let's go. Alrighty, let's do it, guys and gals. Alright, the wolf turns away and walks over to the sofa before slumping into it, leaning his face into a paw, looking frustrated. What's wrong? Well, that jackal, for one, and I don't know. Are you disgusted with me now? Why would I be disgusted with you? I don't know. You must see past incidences in a different light. Like the massages and wrestling and the dance. I promise those are truly pet duties, and I was only having a bit of fun at the amphitheater. And I only did what the dance called for. I shake my head. I think you've been really good about not taking advantage of me at all. It's fine. Amicus looks at me, unsure. And you never have to do that, and you never have to do those things again if you don't want to. I'll understand. I raise a hand up. Seriously, you're fine. Amicus looks away, looking relieved but still ashamed. I'm sorry, it's just something that's followed me most of my life. I had an incident happen several years back, and it's created a lot of rumors about me. The people aren't very interested in having a tail raiser as their emperor. Amicus finally looks at me. So I tried to keep it quiet so that it might be forgotten, though it mostly wasn't until the Kyllian mentioned it. Amicus growls. Anyway, I'm sorry. I suppose it was something I should have told you considering how close quarters we've been living. The wolf looks so dejected and so sad. I decide that I should tell him. You know, I'm gay too. Amicus snaps his gaze back to me, eyes wide. What? I feel my face turning red. I'm the same. I like guys. Amicus squints at me like he can't quite believe what I just said. Are you making fun of me? What? No! I'm telling you so you don't feel so bad about it. It's fine. Oh. That's quite the coincidence. Yeah, it is. Well, thank you for telling me. That isn't easy to do. At least it isn't for me. I'm the same. I slowly walk over and sit on the sofa next to the wolf, feeling strangely awkward about our little coming-out conversation. Amicus still looks a bit uncomfortable, but at least he doesn't look sad anymore. So, since you're talking about all this, what was Neferu saying about me? Helping you out with your dick? Is that a pet duty too? Well, yes it is, but again, I would never ask that of you. Does Alex do that? Amicus pulls a face. Well, I'd rather not think of my brother in such a situation. Yes, he does. But does that mean your brother's gay too? No, well, not as far as I know. He doesn't have a preference for males. Isn't that what makes you homosexual? I shrug. So I just give you a handjob or something? I can tell that the lingua had no trouble translating that to Amicus, because he immediately blushes again. I squirm, wondering why I'm asking so much about this topic. I'm curious, and I already know that I'm attracted to this wolf. I'd given up on denying it a while ago. It can involve a lot of things. I mean, if you want to do it, I have no objections, but it's your choice. Amicus sounds tentatively hopeful, and I realize that he actually wants it. It seems that every day I go further and further with this wolf. I laugh. Partly at Amicus's expression, and partly because of the absurdity of this entire situation. How about if we win the dance trial, I'll think about it. I'm speaking without thinking. Amicus is quiet, then nods. Sounds fair. I try to think of something else to talk about. I'm still shocked at what I just proposed. So what's the deal with Neferu? Why'd he do all that stuff in the bath? I honestly have no idea. It was very strange. Do you think that's his way of furthering an alliance? Not if he has any common sense. I thought he was going to be friendly considering he knows I'm open to the alliance, unlike Cassius. I lean back on the sofa, thinking, maybe he was just feeling you out. Amicus smirks at that. You could say that. Anyway, I don't know how to feel about him. I'm thinking of just telling them that I'm not interested in the alliance unless they send someone who has more tact. Amicus glances at me. What do you think? Talk to him more. Yeah, I'd say talk to him more. Well, I think if he's the only guy you have to establish the alliance with, you should try to work with him. I mean, this could be your best chance if you're willing to put up with him. And he seems to have the hots for you, so that'll probably help you, honestly. Heh, maybe. But I don't know, I'm not a politician. But you are smart. Thanks. Anyway, I'm off to my shower. The wolf stands up and I do the same. And do you need help? Oh. Really? Yeah! I want to show him that things haven't changed, that I'm not scared of him now that I know his secret. He looked so devastated when he told me, and even if Amicus was the one to get me into this mess, I know now that he's a good person and doesn't deserve to feel like that. I mean, I've seen your junk already, so no surprises there, right? Heh, I suppose not, if you're sure. I'm sure. To decide things for the wolf, I walk into the shower. Amicus isn't far behind. Oh my, oh woo, what's this? I dream a lot the night before the first trial. I can't remember most of it, but in the last bit, I'm in the throne room, surrounded by dozens of wolves who I assume they're the triumvirates. Cato sits on the throne, watching over all of us, his chin on a fist. Meanwhile, Amicus is in the center, doing some type of breakdance. He's athletic and light on his feet before throwing off his cape and doing a handstand, and he spins on his head for a while as the wolves around him cheer. Even Cato claps reluctantly. Meanwhile, Cassius has his paw to his mouth, realizing that he's been beaten, his paper bones incapable of withstanding such incredible moves. Then I wake up. I open my eyes and I see the dark outline of the ceiling above me, the lines automatically coming onto a dim yellow glow. I hear Amicus' soft snoring next to me and look over, seeing that he's flat on his back, mouth open and hugging one of his many pillows to his chest. I roll onto my back, feeling the anxiety of the upcoming trial return. After a while, I whisper up at the ceiling, "Com, what time is it?" Com whispers back, "1/2 the first hour." So I have at least 3 hours left before I can get up and get ready. I close my eyes to try to get more sleep. It's hard, though, mainly because my future could be determined today. Amicus told me that we really only need to win this trial to win the whole thing. Because if we win tomorrow, that means that Cassius will at least have to partake in the combat trial, if not outright lose if we win the second trial. And according to Amicus, Cassius has absolutely no chance in Pugnu combat, and he knows that. While he might still participate in the second trial to save some face, he'd have to withdraw for the third, otherwise face outright humiliation. So if we win tomorrow, I'm almost guaranteed a way home. The thought that this whole fiasco could be over soon brings mixed feelings for me. While I'm going to go home when I get the chance, I can't help but feel a little sad at the idea of leaving Amicus in the palace. We're good friends at this point, and the thought that I might just get dropped off and never see him again... I sigh and listen to the wolf's rhythmic snores, the sound so soft and gentle that rather than keeping me awake, it starts to lull me back to sleep. Heh. Cutie. And again, I find myself floating as that wide, vacuous conscience that seems to bleed over the boundaries of any sort of individuality. I don't panic this time. I'm used to the feeling, knowing that it's just a dream, that it will pass. I also sense that other presence above me, even wider than I am. They've been following me around since I got on that ship, and knowing that someone else is there calms me further, and I wait, wondering if they'll talk to me again. They do. I am still curious. I try to talk back this time, ask them what they're curious about exactly, but I don't have a mouth to speak with. They seem to hear me, though, and in response I sense gentle amusement mixed with... fascination? Many, many things, but once again I am afraid I have to keep it short. I wait expectantly. Do you feel that Amicus would be capable of his duties as Emperor of Adastra? Yes. Ah, how interesting. The presence above me starts to dissipate, and so do I. And so do I. I'm standing awkwardly in the bathroom while another wolf moves busily around me, making short clipped comments about my odd shape and tiny stature. He's the first wolf I've seen that isn't part of the Imperial family, so I keep trying not to stare at him while he turns my head left and right, smudging a black substance on my face while he does. Meanwhile, Amicus stands behind us, his face showing a mixture of amusement and concern. I raise an eyebrow at him through the mirror, but he just shrugs in response. Do not move your face, please. I look straight ahead again, letting him smudge the black makeup on my face, still trying not to stare. He's hunched and droopy, wearing some type of monocle with flashing lights. The lens sticks out every now and then with a mechanical droning sound as he examines his work. Also, I'm in a dress. And there's no getting around it. I'm in a blue, tight-fitting gown that's covered in intricate gold designs. It's beautiful, no doubt, but I'm not really one for dresses, and I feel my face heating up with embarrassment every time I look into the mirror. So instead, I focus on staring at the wall or Amicus. So, why aren't you getting dressed up? Do not speak, please. Me? Well, I'm already dressed the part of the Emperor. Amicus fans out his cape with both paws. I start to roll my eyes, but stop myself before the wolf can yell at me again. I realize that he's painting black stripes on my face, and it immediately reminds me of tiger stripes. After that's done, he does the same to the exposed parts of my arms. Remember not to touch or itch at your face. Also, keep your arms away from your body unless you want to ruin the fabric with powder. The wolf finally steps back, giving a snort of approval before turning and stuffing his equipment into his bag. Thank you. You're welcome. And with that, the old wolf hurries out of the bathroom, leaving the two of us alone. I stand there for a moment, staring at myself in the mirror, feeling like a circus attraction. I look awful. Amicus coughs and steps up quickly, resting a paw on my shoulder. You look very good, actually. Very elegant. I look up at the wolf and seems smiling at me. I don't know if he's just trying to make me feel better, but then again, I suppose wolves don't really have any idea what human beauty standards are. I look at the black stripes on my face. Are these tiger stripes? Amicus raises his eyebrows. Yes, actually. You have tigers on Earth? Yeah, is this, like, okay with them? Not offensive? It looks like a joke. Offensive? Why would it be offensive? We're honoring Mira with this dance. If you're sure. Of course I'm sure, and you don't look like a joke. You look like a strong, beautiful Hindo tigress. I sigh again, still awkwardly holding my arms away from the dress, feeling stiff. When does this all start? Well, for me, in about 20 minutes, but for you, another hour or so. Alright, anything I should expect before it starts? Not much. The triumvirates will be watching through video link, so only Kato will be there to judge. Oh. Keep in mind that it will all be televised live to the rest of Adastra, so... Amicus sees the look on my face. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that. All of Adastra? Live? Don't worry, no one will actually be there in person, so just pretend, I guess. Why did you just tell me that? Well, I had planned on you watching the first half of the trial in the dining room. You'll know how everything is going, until it's your turn. I swallow hard. I didn't mean to keep that from you, I just thought you might know that this would be the case. The entire moon pays very close attention to these trials. He's right, I guess I sort of did assume that would be the case, but now that it's actually happening, I feel like I'm gonna pass out. And maybe I'll get lucky and it'll happen when Mira dies during the dance. Listen, you'll be fine. We'll win this, and before you know it, I'll be the Emperor and our problems will be over. Again, the idea of having my way home all but guaranteed in the next hour, it reminds me of the thoughts I'd had last night. So, when I get home, is that going to be the last time I'll see you? The corners of Amicus's mouth switch down in a frown, but only for a moment before he smiles again. Well, I suppose that's up to you. With unlimited access to the stretch, I might be able to make visits every now and then. Would you like that? I don't even have to think about it. Yeah. Amicus' smile widens. I would as well. Yeah, I mean, you're my friend, and I'd want to hear about the results of your empire. But then Amicus' smile falters, then turns into a frown. What? The wolf is quiet for a moment, then his ears flatten. I, forgot the reason you're here in the first place. For a moment, I don't know what he's talking about. Then I do. We're not even supposed to know each other exists. This whole thing is against the law. Oh, so I guess we wouldn't be able to do that, huh? Amicus bites his lip and shakes his head. We'll figure it out, but now is not the time for that. We have a trial to win. Amicus turns to me, and after a little hesitation, pulls me into a quick side hug, carefully avoiding the black powder on my arm. We'll talk more afterwards over a celebratory dinner, all right? The absolute confidence and reassurance in Amicus's voice calms me just a little, and I manage a small smile. All right. Good, and a little more celebration after that, if you get my meaning. I had almost forgotten about that. Amicus. If you want. Amicus chuckles before his ears perk up, his personal calm talking to him in a quiet, babbling sound. All right, that's my cue. Head to the dining room if you'd like to watch, otherwise Calm will tell you when to leave for the throne room, all right? I nod, and Amicus gives me one last pat on the shoulder before turning away. Good luck. I know you're gonna do great. Amicus waves at me before walking out the door, leaving me alone to wait. I move to the bed and sit down, carefully resting my arms out to the side, wishing that they'd applied that makeup a little closer to the dance so I didn't have to walk around like a scarecrow. I realized pretty quickly that sitting here in silence is only making me more nervous, so I slowly get up, making my way to the main hall. As usual, the halls are empty. The only people living here are the Imperial siblings, Kato and Neferu. The old makeup wolf is the only other person that I've seen over the past 2.5 weeks that I've been here. It makes me think that I still want to see the city before I leave. If I leave. I block that thought from my brain, trying not to think of what might happen if these trials go poorly for us. Instead, I try to let the bright sunshine and fresh morning air calm my nerves. Eventually, I make my way to the dining room, and when I look in, I see Alex sitting on one of the beds. His ears perk up as he sees me, eyes widening in surprise. Oh, hello, Kyllian. How are you? He stares at my face, then down at my costume. I feel myself turning red, and I desperately wish that I had stayed in Amicus's room. I'm able to swallow the embarrassment down for now, though. I know Alex pretty well, after all. Where's your costume? At this point, I feel like I'm the only person being made to play dress-up. I sit down on the middle bed, not wanting to be directly across from the cat where he'd have to stare at me. Should I be in one? I shrug. I don't know. They'd put me in one, obviously. Obviously, and the powder, too. I glare at Alex. I mean, you look good, very bold. So why the hell aren't you dressed up as Mira? We're doing the same dance, right? Well, yes, though Cassius instructed that I be in my underwear. Actually, I think I'd prefer your situation. Sure. Seriously, you think I want all of that Astra to see my naked torso? Alex hugs himself, shuddering. It's so embarrassing. I sigh and sit back on the bed, only now noticing that Cassius is on the screen, playing some sort of brass instrument that looks to be vaguely in the shape of a French horn. It sounds nothing like one, though. The volume is low, but I can hear the raspy, sputtering sound it's making. Not pleasant to my ear, but then the idea of what music and dance is seems to be very different from Earth. Well, I'd prefer being half naked, and if this is my introduction to the moon, why am I all covered up like this? I'm pretty sure they'd rather get a better look at what I actually look like. But as I'm saying that, I wonder if maybe that's why Amicus had me so covered up. The dress looks very good, actually. It's the makeup that surprises me. I suppose it's very woven to do something like that. I look at Alex, frowning. Woven? Is this offensive? Maybe just a smidge, but not to the wolves, so you have nothing to worry about. The Hindos don't talk to Adastra anymore. Oh my god. I want to bury my face in my hands, but I can't with all the makeup on. On top of that, it's all starting to itch. This is so stupid! Alex chuckles. It really is. The wolves are so obsessed with spectacle and drama, which is why the trials are used instead of elections. Or even just sound judgment from a council. Alex gestures up at one of the screens. It's Ned Astron holiday right now, so everyone can watch this. Cassius has finished his little song, standing up and bowing. Along with the right edge of the screen, 5 little boxes pop up, each one containing the faces of three wolves sitting solemnly side by side. Though, in a way, the people are having a role in choosing their emperor here, with their elected triumvirates making the decision. But then I don't understand why song and dance should apply. So, would Cassius and Amicus campaign if they're just going to be chosen through these trials? So I would, okay. Well, if the decision isn't clear, then why not choose the wolf that has the most popularity with your people? It increases the chance of re-election. Amicus suddenly appears on the screen, sitting down, a spotlight on him as he begins to blow into the same instrument. Again, that raspy blatting sound that would make me cringe if it were a human instrument at a human concert. I have no idea if he's better than Cassius or not. And general popularity is a good to have anyway. A happy people is usually a more peaceful and easy to control society. So Amicus is at a disadvantage then. Unless he clearly outperforms Cassius. I sigh, watching as the wolf's cheeks puff up each time he blows into his little horn, his eyes almost crossed with effort. I guess you elect your officials? Yes. So... oh, God, sorry about that. So does most of, I find myself almost saying the name of my planet again. It's harder and harder to keep this secret from Alex, especially as our relationship has become more casual. Our tribes. At least I think that's what they are on the Simian planet. I just have to hope that Alex doesn't actually look it up. Oh, alright, I'm gonna go ahead and pause it right here, guys. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, ring that notification bell, leave a super thanks or a tip if you can. It always helps. Until the next video, I love you all. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!